Okay, so today we're going to take a look at decimal multiplication patterns. Basically, this will help you figure out where to place the decimal point in future lessons. Let's take a look at Build Your Understanding. Here's a sign. A discount store sells all items for 98 cents each. Items can be bought in boxes of 10, 100, or 1,000. Jolene wants to know how much each box will cost. We're going to use the pattern to answer the questions. I know that 1 times any number is that number. So 1 times 98 hundredths is 98 hundredths. However, if I'm multiplying by 10, I know it's becoming 10 times larger. So I have 10 times 98 hundredths will give me 9 8/10. Do you see how the decimal point moved to the right? You make a number bigger by moving the decimal to the right. 100 times 98 hundredths equals 98. That makes sense to me because I know that this is really close to $1, and 100 times $1 would be really close to $100. Finally, I have 1,000 times 98. I'm noticing here that this gives me an answer of $980. I'm moving that decimal point 1, 2, 3 places to the left, which means I have an extra 0 over here. So let's answer these questions using what we know from above. How much will it cost to buy 1 box of 10 items? Well, I can look up here at my patterns and I know it's going to be 9 8/10. Translated to money, that's going to be $9.80. 100 items is going to be $98. Whoops, wrong box. And 1,000 items is going to be 980. Let's check and see if we're right. Yes, we are. Perfect. Now I'm going to match each number to the value of the 9. Well, over here, I notice that my 9 is right behind the decimal point, so I know that 9 is worth 9/10. Good. Okay, here I see that my 9 is in the ones place. So I can make a connection there. In this case, the 9 is in the tens place. Not tenths, tens. So it's really important to remember that difference. Okay, and then in this one, I have 980. So that's pretty easy. I can hear it in the word. Let's check and see if we're correct. We are. Very nice. Finally, in which directions do the digits shift as you multiply by increasing powers of 10? Increasing powers of 10 just means 10, 100, 1,000. So if you multiply it by 100, it's 10 to the second power. I know to make a digit larger, I'm going to move the decimal point to the right. Imagine that. I'm right again. How does shifting the digits affect the position of the decimal point as you multiply by increasing powers of 10? Well, let's think. I think if the decimal point shifts to the right, then the digits also shift to the right. I'm going to show the movement of this decimal point by drawing it. So let's take a look. I don't think I can make this bigger. So I'm noticing that the decimal point doesn't move at all because I'm multiplying by 1. However, here it's by 10. So I'm going to move that decimal point over, and now it's going to be right here. With 100, I'm moving it 2 places. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. So it went from 98 hundredths, but because there's 2 zeros and I'm making it 100 times bigger, I'm going to move it, and the new decimal point is going to be here. Finally, I have 1,000. I'm making something 1,000 times bigger. Another way to say 1,000 is 10 to the third power. So let's see if we can use that to help us. Got my 98. I'm going to move it 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to get 890. This wasn't a very good 3, but I noticed that it's 10 to the 3rd power. And I notice I'm moving the decimal point 3 places. That's something interesting to keep in mind. I'm going to save that. And when you're doing this on your own, it's really nice if you save it because I can go up here into the review section and I can see what you drew. Okay, let's score this up. We did this. We got it correct. That's really good. So, if you multiply a number by 100, how will the placement of the decimal point change? So, I think that I'm going to try to explain this in words. I'm going to restate. If I multiply a number by 100, it is the same as multiplying it by 10 to, oops, those aren't math symbols. I'm just going to write 10 to the 2nd power. There are 2 zeros in 100. I will move the decimal 2 places to the right. This makes it 100 times greater. Okay, here's a sample answer of what we could have written. The decimal point will shift 2 places to the right. Look at this equation. 100 times 98 hundredths equals 98. The decimal point shifted 2 places to the right. Also, compare 10 times 98 hundredths, which equals 9 and 80 hundredths. The decimal point shifted 2 places to the right in these products.